We're going to begin with the tragic news from Kerala. The death toll seems to be increasing with each passing day. The latest figure stands at 113. Police have arrested 7 people in connection with the case and have detained 6 more people. Sources say that more arrests are likely in the coming days. The temple trustees who surrendered have been booked for culpable homicide not amounting to murder and also under the Explosives Act. The police have said that all the accused will be questioned to find out if there is a hand of any local politician or members of the administration who turned a blind eye to the celebrations. Meanwhile, one of the key accused, the contractor K. Surendran, named in the FIR, succumbed to severe burn injuries.
This has been happening for years. So, as in all previous years, this year also they decided that they would conduct competitive fireworks. Then suddenly this block came up. So as far as we understand, the committee was more or less unanimous in the decision that they should go ahead.
Let's quickly cut across live now to Rohini Swami, who joins us with all the latest. Morning, Rohini. The death toll is increasing. Even as some arrests have been made, there were people who surrendered. In terms of what section or what are the charges against these individuals, do we have any clarity? And also, more importantly, is yesterday we saw a rather bizarre statement from the Kerala Chief Minister, who seems to be patting his back for the exemplary work that has been done in the aftermath of the temple attack. The point is that had he not allowed this from happening, we wouldn't have had a tragedy.
Well, there are sections that they have improvised on after the formal arrests were announced. We did see that 7 people, all of them being from the temple administration, including the president and the secretary, surrendering after intense questioning for almost 5 to 6 hours. They have shown arrests of these 7 people from the administration. It is crucial, especially with these arrests, because not only is a fact that they will be able to, whoever will be spilling out the beans as to who took that crucial decision to go ahead with those competitive fireworks, but also whether that the point is that the argument is it is about local sentiments, but the decision was taken in a few hours, even in spite of the fact that the district collector had denied them to go ahead with those competitive fireworks. Now, in terms of the cases, they all have been booked under culpable homicide, but as and when the investigation continues, the ADGP of Crime, Mr. Anandakrishnan, also told me that they will be changing the sections and will be slapping more charges on them. Now, in terms of the Kerala government, the stand that they have taken, they have called for an all-party meeting on April 14th, but the argument that is being put forth, especially by the Kerala government, is that the district administration has done their role. They have denied permissions. It was the temple administration who thought that they could actually cash in on the kind of political scenario that is there in Kerala. And when I mean political scenario, it's the election season. They thought that they could appease the local politicians who are backing them, and it's just not one party, it's across all parties. So they could appease them. They even thanked them, if you know, during the public announcement, before they actually announced for those fireworks. Individually, people from various parties were named and thanked, because they're also the people who are local politicians there. It was the temple administration's decision to go ahead and do that. Now, the point that the Kerala government is only saying is that we asked them to stop. We did not give them permission. It was an individual decision of the temple, so they have to be held responsible. But also, there's something important in terms of a lesson learned. This is just an example of how many other temples can actually emulate this. We've seen how the Trishur Puram, which is also a huge festival in Kerala, it will happen on April 17th.
No, and then it's a responsibility of a government. Yeah, you know, it's the responsibility of the government to make sure that they don't have access to those industrial grade firecrackers. I mean, that is something that the government can do.
Exactly.
By saying that we did not give permission.
And bring a clamp on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rohini Swami, many thanks for joining us with all the latest. We'll of course come to you with more details and also some human stories of human tragedy. The human connect in this particular tragedy. The fact that so many people died. Yesterday we got you the story of 2 children who were orphaned because both the parents died in this particular fire. We'll get you many more stories through the course of the day. Now, the Kerala High Court on Tuesday banned the use of high decibel crackers and fireworks display after sunset in places of worship across the state. The court also asked the state government to examine whether a CBI probe is necessary into the fireworks display tragedy that killed 113 people on Sunday. The High Court rap came after the state government maintained that the fireworks were a clear violation of the law. The High Court came down heavily on the state police over allowing the illegal firework event to take place. The court also asked how such huge quantity of explosives reached the location and why the police did not press murder charges.
When the court put a question to the state government how this tragedy occurred, the state government submitted that the district magistrate has refused permission for conducting of this fireworks. But the circle inspector of police was made to believe that there is a license given to the temple, and that is how the state or the police could not prevent this.
With the High Court's observations in this incident, the laws have only become more stringent in using fireworks. Now, all temple festivals that have fireworks as their main attraction, including the famous Trishur Puram, will be under the scanner. With camera person Jayakumar, Revati Rajavan in Kochi for India Today.
While 113 people have died in the temple tragedy at Kerala, lives of several others who were grievously injured in the tragedy has also changed forever. We bring you a story of a family in Kollam who's now praying for the speedy recovery of their primary bread earner. Take a look at this report.
The temple inferno in Kerala not only killed 113 people, but also snuffed the life out of hundreds of families who barely managed to survive the tragedy. This family of 4 is a case in point. Like every other year, the father of these 2 children had gone to the temple with his friends. But this time, he did not return in the condition that he had left. Anil Kumar received severe injuries in the tragic fire at the temple and has undergone 2 surgeries in the last 48 hours. The family belongs to an economically weaker section, and the duo of Anil and Bindu have worked really hard to make ends meet and educate their children. But this accident has shattered their lives, even making Anil's wife to call on the government to ban all firecracker shows. Like many other families, festivities turned tragic in a matter of seconds for this family. And all that they can do now is pray for the speedy recovery of their primary bread earner. With Akshaya Nath in Kollam, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, Munir is still to be arrested. He is the prime suspect in this case. He's also related to the NIA DSP, is what UP police sources are telling India Today. We will continue to track that story. But moving on, one of India's most famous women bikers, Veenu Paliwal, she's passed away in a road accident. Now, Paliwal died in a motorcycle accident in Madhya Pradesh's Vidisha district.